Good evening. Okay, let's have another candid conversation. So, this is about voting, it's about law, it's about reform, it's about policy. All right. I had a conversation with a friend today, and he was like, man, can you believe what's going on in Silicon Valley and how jacked up that is and about what's happening in Mississippi? And I said, absolutely. Because we are allowing it to happen. Everything that's happened, no matter what connotation you want to put on it. Oh, all those people who are in this office are racist. Oh, those people over here are prejudiced. And we're talking about people who hold these offices. And how do they get away with this? And how do they get away with that? Democracy is working. It's working. We're just putting the wrong people in these places. How are they able to walk away knowing that they did predatory things? Because they changed the law. There was a law in place. They lobbied, got the law removed, did something bad, we're referencing the Silicon Valley thing, did something that they knew could fail for the majority of people. And they walked away because it was not against the law, because they deregulated it. This is why it is very important to take accountability as Americans. Yes, we are going through some interestingly hard times. Yes, there are people that are saying, how greedy are we going to be? How greedy are the people going to be? They're going to be as greedy as they want to be. That's just the way and it's the way it is, because that is part of people's character. I heard somebody say, well, not somebody, a friend of mine said, Trump wasn't qualified. I say he was absolutely qualified to be president. Why was he qualified? Because of what the policy says it means to be president. You have to be a natural citizen, over the age of 35, pay that little fee, which I think is like $1,500, and you can apply to be president. You don't have to be married. You don't have to have kids. You don't have to have some type of law degree. You don't even have to pass high school. You don't need all these things. And before anybody says, well, you should need those things to do it. No, you should not. This is because of the ideology of democracy. It was so that when things got really bad, you got to understand this. This is important. When things got really bad and you started to have people get greedy, you could use democracy to get them out of these offices. You would vote in someone else. Yeah, we're going to suffer and we're going to have to clean this stuff up. I'm going to be honest with you. Anybody looking for a quick fix, you got to let that go. There are no quick fixes anymore. Sometimes you dig a hole so deep that there are no quick ways to get out of there. You can't drop a ladder down on this one and just climb your way out. Here's what it's going to kind of look like. So we've dug a deep hole, and you got people on top of the hole dumping dirt in there. Now they're dumping dirt in there so you can start getting back up. But the dirt's falling on you. The dirt's falling on your shoulders. What you have to do is you have to scream up to the top of the hole, hey, let me pack the dirt down under my feet, because I got to climb out of this a little bit at a time, because it's too deep for a ladder. I ain't strong enough to get to climb the rope because my hands hurt. There's a lot of things. We're going to have to work through this together. This has got to be a concerted effort to work through these issues as a collective. There are a lot of nuances or small things that become mountains that are stopping us from doing this. You hear a phrase consistently, if we could all come together. Well, we know that's not possible, because everybody's going to have a difference of perspective. Everybody's going to, and you need that. You need that from a checks and balances perspective. What we do not need is small things like, I don't like you because you got a beard. I don't like you because when you did your videos, you never did your videos in a shirt and tie. Man, what are we talking about? We don't need things like that. We need things like, hey, I don't think your policy is helping the majority of people because of X, Y, and Z. And then, because you just put in that check, I need to make sure that I answer your check with a balance to show you why what I'm saying is going to be beneficial. So then you start saying, well, here's another one. What qualifies you to do something? What have you already done? Well, here's how this works. Before you get out of school, understand this. Before you get out of school, there is something that you have to do. You have to learn all this stuff. But when you work that first job, they just show you what you're supposed to do. You can look up everything. You can read all the books. Now you got to go sit the position. Y'all got to be okay letting people sit these positions. You have to be okay letting regular people sit these positions and understanding that they will structurally put people around them that have the skill sets to also support their success. That's how we rebuild this structure. I'm asking you to believe in me that not only I'm not going to try to do everything. I'm going to put the right people in the right place that are going to be good support beams so that we can start doing something, and then we have something to pass down. So when the next person wants to run for office, they're not necessarily saying everything that Rodney Glover did was bad. Everything that he did was terrible, and we got to tear all that down. Because you're going to have to say why. Because what he did was he helped a whole lot of people. And he did a real good job doing that. And he explained to us everything that he was doing and why it was beneficial. He also explained that it wasn't going to be instantaneous relief, because you're not always going to get instantaneous relief. It's not always going to be possible. So we can't get caught up in these lies. So when you go vote, start asking questions. And if you don't get answers back, something's wrong. You got to start getting answers back. You have to. They should not just be answering news people. They should be answering regular citizens consistently and consecutively. Answering regular citizens shouldn't be, because I'm not calling into news stations saying, hey, can you pose my question to whoever? But if I have a question about a policy that you want to implement, I want you to have an answer. And I'm going to have an answer for you.